Welcome back for another episode of Strength and Conditioning for eSport Athletes. I'm Strength Coach Friedman, and today we're going to be talking about, again, some more soft tissue work for the hands and other parts of the body as well. But we're going to focus on the hands today. So this is a set of tools that I got just the other day here in South Korea. It's a set of 3 tools. And they're pretty unique, actually. The shapes of these tools is actually pretty different than a lot of the other tools that we've used previously. So I always like showing some new stuff. So we'll go through these a little more zoomed in. But this first tool is rather short, has one rounded end, and then one end that kind of comes to almost an angled point, right? So this is going to allow us to kind of work into tissues a little bit differently, maybe even do some more scraping style techniques and things. This tool here kind of comes to a similar flat end as one of the other tools in another video, but it also has this rounded end here. So again, another larger rounded area that we can kind of use to massage in and work from different angles, right? And then here we have one rounded but flat on the end, right? Completely flat, can almost stand. So this might allow us to kind of do some different types of massage as well. And then of course, a more common tip that we've seen, just kind of that rounded pointed tip that we could then utilize as well. So we'll zoom in to show you how these work. Just a quick reminder, if you're experiencing pain by doing any of these kinds of soft tissue work, please stop immediately and go to a medical professional. If you're having pain, it means you have some sort of pre-existing issue, right? This is not meant to treat ailments, right? That's not why I'm going through this. It's there to maintain your health and improve your athletic performance, right? But that's the main focus, improving performance and getting your hands prepared for exercise. So if you have some sort of pre-existing injury, please consult a medical professional, get that taken care of before moving on to something like this. Make sure you're cleared by a medical professional before you start doing any kind of myofascial trigger point release. All right, let's zoom in and take a look at how to use these tools. Okay, so here's the set of 3 tools that I got here in Korea. They were selling these at, I think it was at Home Plus that I saw them. 3,000 won for a pack of 3 different tools. Each tool has 2 different ends. I think a really great deal. 3,000 won is about a little less than $3 US. It's about 90 cents to the US dollar. No, not 1,000 won is about 90 cents of the US dollar. So also on the back of the box is a little map showing how they can be utilized for the hands and the feet. So again, they believe in certain parts of the foot and hands correlating to other parts of the body, which may or may not be true. I don't know enough about it to really have an opinion. While there's definite possibility that it's accurate, I just need to see some more research on it. But either way, again, great for the hands. So we really have almost 6 different tools here, right? Each one of these has 2 different ends. In previous videos, I've kind of shown how to go all the way through the whole hand, each finger. So I'm not going to do that in this video, just because we have so many tools to cover from this little set. But I'll just kind of talk about each tip and how they will vary a little bit. So this first tip here is nice and flat. Allows you to really kind of press flat into the tissue. It's got some good surface area. I definitely feel it working pretty nicely, especially in those like thicker parts of tissue that can take a little while to go through. Not too bad for the digits of the finger. It kind of fits, I guess, depending on the size of your finger, but it kind of fits it right for mine, which is good. and work this into other parts of the hand. Now this end is not really going to be so great for working in between bones or anything, so I would skip that for this kind of tool with the flat end. The more narrow end, you could potentially do that, no issue. So the flat end's nice. I think it makes a good kind of stamp impression. Okay, this tool, this end is similar to a tool we covered in a previous video. It's kind of that flattened end. It really lets you kind of get in between things, right? So if you want to go a little bit in between bones, or just kind of digging into the tissue, like between the thumb and the pointer finger, or kind of just getting that the outside of the hand like this, I think this is probably the best tool for hitting this outer area. On the flip side, you have this rounded tool, which has good surface area like this flattened one, but it allows you to kind of work the angles a little bit. So you can kind of circle it, ooh, that's a trigger point right there. So by using the rotational aspect of this kind of rounded point, it kind of lets you hit areas that maybe you'd miss usually, because you're coming at them for different angles rather than straight in. It allows you to kind of again hit at different, more varied angles on this. Sorry, this I really feeling this trigger point. Okay, that's feeling a lot better. Yeah, that was a surprise trigger point right there. Sometimes when you do trigger point work, I think of it almost like using a rolling pin to roll out dough, right? Especially when you're doing more of the roller types, like this one, you can kind of roll a little bit more. I have some other tools that are really good for kind of rolling tissue, and I'll show those in the future. So with the fingers, you can kind of use this, do a little bit of a roll on each finger. It feels pretty good. Overall, a good tool. And last, we have this tiny tool. This tip, kind of flat and small, lets you get again into some more specific areas, right? Get a little more pressure. Not so pointed, so it's not overly specialized, a little more surface area, some of those really pointed ones. And then this tip is very unusual. I haven't seen a tip like this before. It's flat but angled. So for me, I feel it allows you to kind of use the tool more of an angle. So it kind of lets you kind of press in and up from the side. So rather than directly down, you can kind of change the angle that the primary force is going into the hand, which is kind of cool. It definitely can open you up to finding some new trigger points that, areas you may have missed with other tools. So again, another good tool, a cool little set. I think a great deal. $3 for essentially 6 unique tools. To be honest, you get a set like this, you're pretty much set for this type of wooden tool. So a great find. Yeah, definitely a good set. Okay, so thanks for checking out this video. I hope this helps you prepare your hands for eSports. Remember, do this as your first stage in your 4-step training session, and I'm really thinking you're gonna feel a lot of benefits, and I really hope this will help you in your eSport